In Trump's first 100 days, it is clear that Trump is failing when it comes to trade policy. Here's why his tariffs are failing. Trump has been a long believer in tariffs. This harkens back to the 1980s and our trade deficit with Japan and his firm beliefs then, and it seems like his beliefs haven't changed since. Now he's focused squarely on China and the rest of the world. His trade agenda rests on the assumption that trade deficits are inherently bad for America, that they're harmful for American workers, and that therefore tariffs are the solution. His implementation, however, has been clumsy, unilateral, and ultimately self-defeating. He believes tariffs are a strategic weapon that he can wield in order to reshore American manufacturing, and his aims are correct, and he's addressing the correct problem, but how he's doing it is clearly wrong. He has traded all of America's great political capital essentially for nothing. Markets and companies hate uncertainty more than anything, and that's why you see the stock markets out of control. Rather than creating a coherent strategy, Trump has launched a trade war without allies, without preparation, without a long-term vision, and without understanding how deeply interconnected global supply chains have become. This is a zero-sum view of international trade, and it's going to punish American consumers more than it punishes American competitors. Economics 101 teaches us that free trade, while disruptive, tends to benefit all parties in the long term. Mercantilism and protectionism, by contrast, raise costs, slow innovation, and shrink the pie for everybody. The U.S. has benefited more than anybody over the last 100 years with the greatest economic run. The decline of American manufacturing has far more to do with automation and a shift to knowledge and service work, as much as it has to do with trade and globalization. Smart policy should guide our response. That means reshoring American manufacturing jobs where it makes sense, not through blanket tariffs on all trading partners, but on targeted tariffs. It means more than that, investment in our own domestic capacity, investment in our own infrastructure, education, and next generation industries like clean energy. Technological advancements have already reduced the labor gap. Today, American workers don't need to compete with people making $1 a day in Asia. Instead, we can leverage automation and innovation wisely, paired with investment in our people, our human capital, through education and training programs, in order to build the capacity to build things that we need here in America, things that we are falling behind relative to the rest of the world. Our infrastructure, housing, clean energy, all of these sectors need American workers to do good manufacturing jobs here in America. We don't need to compete with people making $1 a day in Asia. Tariffs, on the other hand, end up working like a sales tax. They raise prices on imported goods, and it will ultimately impact working class and middle class workers, families, the hardest. So what's an effective alternative, according to mainstream economists? 5 things. 1, work with our allies. We should be building multilateral coalitions to counter China and other trade abusers, not going it alone. Trump has traded instead all of our political capital. 2, we should be targeting specific violations. We should be using surgical tools like anti-dumping duties on specific industries. You see that with metal goods out of China, or intellectual property theft and sanctions related to intellectual property theft. 3, as I said before, we should be investing at home. That means industrial tax credits, strategic research and development funding, workforce development and apprenticeship program. Our people have fallen behind there is a skill gap in America today. 4, we should reform the WTO. The WTO was not made to deal with a country like China that has state capitalism, China provides massive state subsidies on certain industries, and the WTO was not built for that. It was also not built for a digital world, and so there should be new rules for digital trade. 5, we should be negotiating smart trade deals and re-enter agreements that counterbalance China and set global norms. And Trump can use specific tariffs in order to get those deals. So the alternative to Trump is not being soft on China. It's being smarter on China. It's looking inwards. It's about building capacity here in America more than worrying about globalization. It's smarter policy. It's multilateral, it's precise, and it's rooted in domestic strength.